Hello, listeners. Today I'm actually going to talk about the story 13 Reasons Why. It's actually a pretty well-known book. They have a Facebook page for whatever reason, and they have a Twitter account that I saw and I followed. I was like, oh, hey, I read that book, and now I get a daily update of questions about the story and the summary and how you felt about the book, and it keeps me thinking about it. And I saw one of the tweets a couple days ago, and I thought, well, that would be a really good story to talk about for one of my pitches. So here we are. 13 Reasons Why is a novel by Jay Asher, and it's a story about Hannah Baker. The story actually isn't so much about Hannah Baker as it is about Clay Jensen. And what happens is Hannah kills herself, and that's one of the first things you learn in the story. And what she has done is she has recorded herself in 13 tapes of the 13 reasons why she committed suicide. And she left those tapes to the 13 people who were the reason that she killed herself. And those people have to pass them on, have to pass on the tapes. And it's a difficult topic to talk about, suicide, and to write a well-written story on it that A, doesn't offend people, and B, doesn't make a joke out of it is difficult in my eyes. And reading through this, the front page the front cover has a quote. It says, very clever premise, strong voice, perfect suspense. This one will keep you reading. Jay Asher is a fine storyteller. I would probably agree with that, just because it's a story that hasn't been told before, and the suspense is fantastic. And you read through, and I won't ruin it for you, but it's a perfect love story. Maybe not the perfect because it doesn't end quite the way that you expect it to, but I think a lot of times Americans, or teenagers, if we want to get super specific, like what they know. And I found it interesting that a story like this went so far out of its way to be different. And it worked out really well. It worked in its favor, and it was a great book. It was hard to read sometimes. It's very real. It's very real. The good things about it are, the pros of this book are that it's very well written. It's real. It's reality. This happens. And I'd say the cons are, if you don't have ability to sympathize or empathize, then this may not be the story for you. Or if you don't like possibly cliched love or teen drama, then maybe this story isn't for you. But I think that reading this story opens people's eyes, and I think that's what it's meant to do. I would read it all over again. That's why I keep it on my bookshelf. It's a really good story. I recommend it highly.